Maybe a more youthful opinion is required here. So for that, we bring in the very youthful Brian Bremberg.
Best introduction I've ever had, Stu.
Well, wait, I'm not finished.
Okay,
I'm just not
let's
finished.
go.
My conclusion is that love transcends all, at least at first. Now, I'm not being terribly cynical.
That at least at first is a very tricky qualification.
Absolutely.
Can you fall for somebody with different political views? Probably, because it's not the first thing you talk about. But when you've gotten to the point where you're sitting on the couch and they jump up and throw their soda pop at the screen because Trump came on, I think you may not be able to stay in love. Here's the difference to me. There's politics, and then there's the worship of politics. If you participate, if you vote, if you have opinions, fine, you can get along. If you worship politics, in other words, if the political figures are your deity, so Donald Trump is the devil to you, or Joe Biden is the savior of America, you've gone from politics to religion. And in that instance, I don't think you can get along with the person who disagrees with you.
If you love them, can you handle that kind of political attitude?
If you love them, you know, if it's a rightly ordered love, Stu, but we live in a world today where people are like, Donald Trump is Satan. He's the root of all evil. I'm sorry, but if you voted for Donald Trump and your spouse thinks that, it ain't gonna work, Stu. Love's not overcoming that because your love is for politics, not for the person sitting next to you.
I'm not sure I should ever have done this editorial, but I'm going to transfer attention.
Editorial.
So, Lydia, can you fall in love with someone who has the opposite political views?
Yes, I absolutely think so, especially, well, only if you're able to talk about it. If you are going to have a type of relationship where, you know, politics now cannot be discussed because you don't want to have a fight, I think that's a recipe for a disaster. But as long as you're able to communicate about it, have a healthy dialogue, I think you could actually have a very interesting relationship. Maybe it makes it a little bit more spicy.
I think the fact that 59% spicy, what do you mean by that? The fact that 59% said yes, you can fall in love with someone of the opposite opinion, that's very positive about love, isn't it? That's
I
very
agree.
positive. Ryan Payne, you just happen to be sitting here. I'll rope you into the discussion.
I was dying to get in. Thank you. I just said, as long as you love Kid Rock as much as me, we can get along.
Oh, jeez.
In other words, it's not going to work for Ryan Payne. That's what he's saying, actually. Stu, I love that you're the fifth Beatle. All you need is love. Nobody knew that about you.
Do you know who the fifth Beatle really was?
Pete Best.
Oh, that was good, yes.
I know this stuff.
Pete Best, he was the original drummer, then they dropped him and Ringo came in.
They should have had you, though.
But you weren't even born back then, were you?
I know, but I read books.
Okay. Let's wrap it up.